Good morning, Jessica, and welcome to Hometown Living.
Good morning.
So we were talking about like coping mechanisms, like different things, like things just seem like they're out of control. And what are some of those coping mechanisms that we can take or we can do to get us back into control?
Right. So stress can be very overwhelming when you have a lot on your plate. It can feel like you said it's just too much going on. So one of the things that you definitely have to have is good sleep. Getting good rest is essential to being able to reduce that stress, because when you wake up, if you're still feeling exhausted, you're never going to have the energy to do what you want. So getting good sleep, having a very good nutritional balanced diet, making sure your plate is colorful and you're getting a lot of protein so you feel fuller longer. Also being able to exercise, right? It's recommended to exercise 4 times a week. If you could walk, that's a lot. That's really good for you. It helps a lot with blood flowing and just helping you get some movement. Learning how to take a mental health day. Sometimes we need to have a day off where we don't worry about work or responsibilities and just take that mental health day to decompress, to rest, to do something fun. Make an appointment to have, a fun day, something where you can just enjoy being in that present moment. Acupuncture, massage, essential oils, all of those things really help with reducing stress and really help with the sleep and the things that you might maybe don't do on a daily basis. That can really help emphasize what needs to be the attention that you need on your day-to-day.
And I think sometimes it's just a diversion, like going for a walk or taking a nap or something like that. When you wake up, things are a little bit better. After just a quick walk, when you come back in, I think that you just have a different perspective of things.
Absolutely.
So you're talking a little bit off camera, and I think this is so important. So years ago, somebody taught me a phrase, and that is that your child is an open book, and you're the one that fills the pages. How important is it for us to know how to manage our stress? Because we're setting an example for our children.
Absolutely. So our children have front row seats to how to deal with life, how to deal with stressors, how to deal with our emotions. So our energy, they feed off of that energy, and they see the way we talk about ourselves, the way we talk about situations, really learning to be aware. That's the biggest thing, is be aware of how you are speaking, how you are acting, how you are handling a problem, and learning that or teaching your children how, when life happens, how to deal with it. So it's really important to just know, okay, I'm starting to panic, I'm starting to be very negative, maybe my voice is being raised a little too much. So learning to kind of take that back control of, what do I need to do first? And that's really regulating yourself, right? Learning to regulate, learning to calm yourself and take a look at, okay, what needs to be done right now? And how can I, like you said, take a walk, remove myself from the stressful situation so I can come back and think clearly? Because that part of our brain, the emotional side, takes control rather than the logical side of thinking. So our children watch that.
And to that point too, with the logical side, there's a difference between taking action and reacting. And I think just taking a deep breath where you can just say, okay, I want to make sure that I want to take action as opposed to react.
Exactly.
And again, our kids are watching that.
They are. They learn from us, and they take that energy and they take that just that energy that we give, to the world, to them. They feel that and they take that in. I mean, just think about our childhood. Sometimes when our parents or adults were stressed or overwhelmed and angry, we didn't really know how to handle it, because they didn't maybe handle it in the best way.
Right.
So we get to teach our children what that looks like, that it's okay to be angry, it's okay to be sad, it's okay to be frustrated, but what do you do with it? How do you respond to that?
And I think that that's the important thing, right? It's how do you respond? That's what we're teaching them.
That's right.
It's, you don't want to negate their feelings. Well, don't feel bad. You shouldn't feel unhappy. You shouldn't, you're allowed to feel that. First of all, don't stay there.
Exactly.
But second of all, what do you want to do with that emotion?
Exactly. And like you said, it's reacting versus responding.
Yes.
A reaction is good if you're going to go in traffic, you know, you have to remove your child. If your child's running into traffic, you have to do that reaction, but it's not necessary for every situation.
Correct.
It's learning to respond in a healthier way, cope with it in a healthier way.
I love that. And that's what I need to do more of, is to make sure that I know that I'm being watched. Probably not just by my child.
You
but,
and me both.
right? But in order to be able to, I want to practice more of those coping mechanisms myself. So thank you for those suggestions. I'm going to do that more.
Yes, and try them out and see what works. because
Yes.
Sometimes you feel like something might work, the other one might not. So
Yes.
just
Just
learn.
figure out what works.
Exactly.
Awesome. Thank you for being here.
Thank you.
If you would like to learn more about Jessica and A Thriving Mind, just head over to their website, athrivingmind.glossgenius.com. And don't forget to follow her on social media.